lady told me once, Pastor said, I would join your church, but you got hypocrites in it. I said, there's always room for one more. Yeah, that's what I love about the church. Neatness of the church. Yeah, we have a fellowship, togetherness, unity, bringing ourselves together in the church. I love the church. I don't know where I'd be if it were not for the church. I just want to say a few words about that. And as I think about the church, I'm just going to lift up Sankofa. Sankofa. Jesus said to Peter, on this rock, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And the word Peter, it wasn't Peter at first. His name first Simon was his name, and he changed it to Peter, Cephas, which means rock. As I think about that, and think about Sankofa for just a few moments, today we hear so much about identity theft. Identity theft is nothing new. It began more than 400 years ago when the Europeans uprooted our African ancestors, captured them and brought them 4,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean in slave ships, packed like sardines in a can. The Europeans stole our African ancestors, and they withdrew everything out of their account. You know, when you get your account compromised, and sometimes they draw all the money out of it. Our bank account was totally depleted. American enslavement robbed Africans of their names, their language, family, religion, culture, humanity. The identity theft of our African ancestors was intended to make them tabula rasa. Like a blank sheet. This is what identity theft was intended to do. Like a blank sheet. No language. Name gone. Culture gone. History gone. Humanity gone. Personality gone. Everything gone. That's what it was intended to do. In the beginning of this country, white Americans needed labor to clear the land, to plant the crops, pick the cotton. And the Europeans robbed our African ancestors of their humanity by treating them for 400 years like animals. They were auctioned, bought, and sold, the same as they did horses and mules and cattle and livestock. White slaveholders bred our African ancestors the same as they would breed their animals. Slave masters assigned strong, able-bodied black men as studs to reproduce strong offspring, to provide a free labor force, to create wealth for our America. This is what they did. In short, the Europeans enslaved our African ancestors, and this was the most destructive evil ever to be inflicted by one group of people against another group of people in the history of the world. The most destructive. Nothing like this had ever happened before. More destructive than what happened to the Hebrews in Egypt. Egypt and the promised land was only about 40 miles from Egypt. It took us 4,000 miles away from home.
Come on here, man.
Of Egypt. And yet, we live in a society and live in a church where people, black people, know more about Jewish history than they do their own history.
Wow.
A lot of times they don't want to hear about what I'm talking about. But they don't mind talking about the Mahatma and the Holocaust of Jews. But many black people don't want to hear their own history. They don't want to hear their own story. Some years ago, Melville Herskovitz, a white Jewish anthropologist, conducted a baseline study on why it is that some white people have a dislike and distaste for black people. From his study, Herskovitz discovered 5 myths or misconceptions some white people had of black people. And one of the myths what he discovered was this. White people believe that black people are people without a past. Black people are people without a past. In other words, are people with no history. What a sad commentary. After white people stole and stripped African people of their identity and their history and their heritage, now they accuse black people as a people without a past. Something that they took away from us. Systemically, identity as our people account was black history is just taken away from us. We don't like our history. Therefore, black history has become an orgy of forgetfulness. An orgy.
Talk here, man.
Of forgetfulness. Black history. Don't want to hear our own story. What a sad commentary. But it's not all our part if we were programmed to think the way we think. After our white brothers and sisters stole our identity, they taught us to hate ourselves. History helps to understand why black men growing up in America believe that, and women as well. It helps us to understand why many of us believe that the white man's ice is a little colder and his sugar is a little sweeter. Identity theft is the reason why some black people hate everything about themselves. They hate the way they look. They hate the color of their skin. They hate the African blood running through their veins. They hate everything about themselves because they have this identity problem. Hate their names, hate the way they look. Are proud of themselves. Oh, we ought to be proud as a people. People can't ride your back when you stand up. When you stand tall. You ought to be what you are, because if you ain't what you are, you is what you ain't. That's what God wants you to have. Proud, beautiful people, a wonderful people, a great people that we are. That is the reason this church is so important. That's the reason the name Sankofa is so important. Sankofa is called to set the record straight. Black people have an illustrious past. What are you talking about that black people don't have a past? Black past is longer and older than any other group of people on the face of the earth. The word Africa itself, Akimule, means the mother of everything. The mother of all human beings, the mother of all continents, the mother of all civilization, the mother of all religions. Africa is not the dark continent. Africa is the place where the world first saw the light. Amen. That's it. Sankofa is wonderful. It's a cyclical time. That's what I like about Sankofa. It has cyclical time, not linear time, with a long past and a short present. What comes around goes around. Time doesn't necessarily go forward, but time goes backward. That's the reason the best evidence of God is not in the future, but best evidence of God is what's behind. Oh, that's what's behind. That's the best evidence of God. Is looking at behind and looking where God has brought us from. Brought us from cotton sacks to cows.
Come on.
Brought us from whole cakes to T-bone steak. You started looking back and wonder how you got on. Reason that with you, what fire likes fire, shut up in your bones. You can't hold your peace. Oh yes, that's because we got a past. We have an illustrious past, a glorious past. When you look back and wonder how you got over, that's how you could get your praise on. When you think about what God has done for you, you start thinking about that, just looking back. How He made a way for you. Been a bridge over troubled water. Been a way out of nowhere. Been a shelter in the time of the storm. That's how you got over. You can't hold your peace. You have to tell somebody what the Lord has done. Woke me up this morning, put food on the table, clothes on the back. Thank God I'm all right. What I like about Sankofa, time is episodic. Events determine the time rather than the time determining when something happened. You know, that's where we get CP time from. The church begins at 11 o'clock and the people don't begin the service until 1 o'clock. That's still 11 o'clock service. From our ancestors about this time. Another thing I want to say about Sankofa time is graveyard time. It's time out of time. It's like going to a basketball game, and when there's time out is called, the clock stops. And that's the way it is with Sankofa time. That's the way it is with worship time. It's graveyard time. That's the reason it's not appropriate to have a clock in the church because it's time out of time. Time stops. This is the reason Sunday meant so much to our forebears. There was something about Sunday. I remember when I was growing up in Warren County, Georgia, my grandmother would start getting me ready on Saturday night, Sunday morning. We didn't have these big bathrooms. We had these bathtubs. And during the week, you didn't take a full bath, you would just take a sponge off. But on Saturday night, I'll take a full bath, getting ready for Sunday, because Sunday was the Lord's day. And I put on my Sunday go to meeting clothes. But not only that, but you ate your best food on Sunday. During the week, I'll have grits and have bacon. But early Sunday morning, Grandma would get up and fry some chicken on Sunday morning because Sunday was the Lord's day, the day to keep it holy. Because it was Sunday, you wear your best clothes. And when you worship, you don't need no time. You need to cut off your cell phones. You need to cut off your iPads because this is the Lord's day. I get a little